Hey everybody. Today's video is going to be a little bit of carpentry work here. We're going to be using some 2x4s and some plywood, and we're going to be making some tables to put Legos on. So I got a cut list here, and I'm going to get started by cutting some 2x4s to length, and then after that we'll build them into frames. So let's get started. First pieces we're going to make are going to be 77 inches. The tables are going to be 40 by 80. So we're going to make frames to make 2 tables here. Eight pieces at 77 inches. We got our pieces cut out, and now we're gonna move them from where I just put them, and we'll build the frames for the table, and you'll get a better idea what it's gonna look like. What I was doing right there was I was just measuring, or not measuring, I was figuring the spacing for how I'm going to lay out the frame for the table. So they're 77 inches long. I'm going to have 4 2x4s laterally. So I subtracted the 6 inches, 4 times 1.5 inches wide. That's 6 inches that are not going to exist in this anymore. That comes to 71. That means I'm going to have 3 separate boxes. So 71 divided by 3 is 23.66, which is about 23 5/8, which is what I'm going to make for spaces, and I'll show you how that works too. So the first one's going to be 1.5 inches right there. Then we're going to go 23 5/8 from that. And then there's going to be another piece there. So measure 23 5/8 from this side here. Let's check our math. This should be 23 5/8 also. And it's a little short, but combination of rounding error and the thickness of this lines, but it's very close. So there's enough for one table. I'm gonna lay out the other ones the same way. Now we could use screws to hold this together, but this nail gun is faster. Milwaukee framing nailer, 30°, and this is a pretty good tool. I had trouble with the finish nailer, kept failing, but they did send me a new one and it's been good since. So I really like this. This is a pretty nice unit here. As long as you don't flip these things end to end, as long as you just stretch them apart like that and don't flip them end to end, you can lay stuff out like that. That's how you lay out a wall if you're going to be framing a house. So I'm going to put you over here so you can see what we're doing and nail these together. One frame, 4 more to go. next step is get these pieces of plywood on those frames. Yeah, I got a trick for that too. Not really a trick, just the way I do it. I want to show you something here. Whether you're framing a wall or a table, anything with framing like this, you put a nail in, right there is where the cross stud is, right there. So if you put a nail in the sheathing right there where you can find those nails, you can line this up on the two nail heads. Draw it in a line so that you can find that. I mean, this obviously isn't rocket science, but if you've never done it before, it's handy. So when I nailed this off all along here, I didn't just put nails in anywhere I wanted. I put them in here first so I could find them, and then I put one in between. That one there I missed. I'm going to pull that one out. And now I can finish nailing this off. Guys, got a treat for you here. Air Quote Austin just rolled in his new van. 4-wheel drive conversion. Pretty sweet. Maybe he'll come out and see us, I don't know. Alright, so you'll see when these are done how the legs are gonna work, but there's a top of the table and there's a bottom of the table. It's two separate shelves. In the bottom of the table, I got to cut holes in this for the legs to go through and be attached to this bottom deck. So I'm going to lay those out right now and I'll show you how I'm going to do it. So there's an 1.5 inch overhang and the framing pieces are 1.5 inches. So first thing I'm going to do is come over 3 inches and that'll tell me where the inside is on this. And I also want to come up 3 inches to find, that should be the inside corner there. So from 3, I want to go up 3.5 to 6.5 because that's the size of the 2x4. And from this 3, I want to come over to 4.5 because that is the size of the width of it. So 3 to 4.5. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way around this. I'm going to do one in each corner. Alright, so what I did was I drilled a hole in there I got it marked out, and I'm going to use my jigsaw again. More Milwaukee tools, both M18. Can't complain about either one. This one here is the homeowner version. Here it's not even the fuel brushless, but it definitely works good. Test fit this with a off-cut piece here. We want to make sure that it's right tight. You know, it wants to be flush against that frame, because you can see down in there the little lip here. I'm going to have to clean that up. So we're going to continue along doing that. They're not perfect. You know, this plywood is like I said, it's a more inexpensive grade of plywood, and the holes aren't perfect, but they don't have to be. I want to make it so that the legs fit through, and I don't have to fight with them too much to put it together. So I think what I'll do is I'll finish knocking these out, and we'll come back when it's time to put it all together in place. All right, we're up here in the Lego room, and we're gonna hopefully get these tables put together, and we'll get a little video of that. And here's a kind of an overview look of, I don't know.
See, everything's already full. That's why we desperately need more tables.
There's probably at least as much still packed away as there is out here already. So we're going to build a couple more tables and see if we can get a little bit more of it out on display. I think they go the other way. Don't they? No. Just like this.
I was going to say, does that really make a difference? Did you explain the choice of the nail gun?
I don't really remember, but if I didn't explain it before, we're using the nail gun instead of screws just because it's a lot quicker and easier at the moment. And if we got to take them apart, we'll have to cross that bridge when we come to it. Oh no. I smashed the Lego. We're really out of space up there.
That would built. Build the other one on top.
Yeah, there's gonna be much out of space here. There you go.
Get back to this one.
Yep. Put the marks on first.
I didn't even notice about this, the collectors.
We'll call that 9.5. Hopefully it's right.
Yeah, Calvin, you were right. 9.5.
You know, I remember things.
Alright, so we're gonna, that is a bottom shelf, so I'm gonna mark where that goes. 9.5 inches.
Should I stand this one up or something?
Maybe,
You're just gonna have to lift it over.
yeah, so this one's really twisted. Should have put these things together sooner rather than later. All right, we're on the mark there. Having the bottom shelf on here makes it so we don't really have to worry about squaring up the legs or making sure that they're put on exactly square, because it self-regulates. I feel like this maybe isn't in the right spot, but let's find out in a minute here. Okay,
Oh, we gotta flip it.
which way do you want to flip?
Probably won't.
Hey, boss. Yeah, I don't think it's the right spot. Is it?
I think it is. Yeah.
Sweet.
These guys here. If you're interested in seeing more of the Lego City, we do have a YouTube channel dedicated to the Lego City called The Brick Brothers, and see these little guys right in front of you here. Those are them. Those are us. Those are the Brick Brothers right there. So you can go ahead and check that channel out. The Brick Brothers, all caps, if you want to see more of the city.
Squeeze down that end. Too fat. I don't know if we can flip it over.
I don't know either.
We might have just caused ourselves some grief.
Yeah.
Can you go over? Are the ceilings tall enough to?
I can flip it over. It's basically a square, like a rectangle shape.
Basically a square rectangle shape.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, it's not gonna get fatter as it spins.
Where are you going?
I'm just
You gotta actually go up high enough to get it rolled up.
We did it.
Wow, look at that.
Okay.
Impressive.
Well, that's building Lego tables and assembling them in the room. It's also called breaking the table, and we don't know how that happened just yet. Well, don't break it more.
I mean, that piece was gonna come off.
So if you want to see what they look like when they got Legos on them, you got to go to the Brick Brothers for that. Thanks for watching.